American politics is so bizarre. Every 4 years, people say, go vote. Your vote matters. Let your voice be heard. You know, these people keep texting me. I'm Joe Schmo with the voter registration blah blah blah. Can I count on you voting this election season? And I'm like, really? They keep saying the same things, man. Your vote matters. Go vote. Voting is how you make change. They tell you to vote for the candidate that has the policies that you value. Right? Vote for the candidate that has the policies that align with your values. But then when you vote for a third party, they tell you that you're wasting your vote. You're voting for third party, you're just wasting your vote, man. It's the lesser of two evils, man. You already know, it's the lesser of two evils. What kind of dumb bullshit is that? Lesser of two evils? Every 4 years, it's the same shit. They tell you that voting matters, your vote counts, that the candidates care about the people, but it's the lesser of two evils. You're telling me in a country with 350 million people, two utter psychopaths, or people that just don't give one shit about the American citizens, or the citizens around the world for that matter, are the only two people that you can find for the supposed most powerful position in the world? Come on, guys. Come on, man. So there's this hypocrisy, there's this contradiction. On one hand, you're saying that your vote counts, your vote matters, that voting for the politician that you believe in is going to change. But on the other hand, there's the recognition and the admission that it's the lesser of two evils. Every 4 years, every election, it seems like, well, guys, you got to vote for the lesser of two evils because that's what's going to bring true change, guys. You know, vote for this rich, corrupt, psychopathic politician and it's going to, you know, it's going to enact real change. Why don't you just vote? Your vote matters. You're just wasting your vote. So which is it? Either your vote matters or it doesn't. And I know which one I'm going with. I think I'm going with the latter. I've never understood this notion that if you don't vote, you can't complain about the corruption and inequality and injustice in society. I actually think that it's the opposite. Because what you have is, you have people that admit that, yeah, guys, it's corrupt. Vote for the lesser of two evils every damn election. But then they tell you that if you don't vote, you're not exercising your constitutional rights. You can't complain. You're not doing your civil duty. No, motherfucker. Actually, you can't complain because you participated in this. You participated in this fiasco, in this shit show, in this sham. I didn't participate. So therefore, I'm not contributing to it. I'm not giving my confirmation to the people that are oppressing everybody. So how the fuck am I responsible for? How the fuck are the people that don't vote responsible? It's kind of backwards, man. And that's an ass backwards line of reasoning. You're giving your approval for the corruption by participating in their elections, when the people that aren't participating are showing their disapproval. And that is, I would say, that is a more stable, a more effective form of protest than to just bend over and take it in the ass by voting. How do you reconcile that? You acknowledge every election that is the lesser of two evils, but you still participate and think that it's actually going to enact change. How do you reconcile that? Interesting. It's like cognitive dissonance. It's like they don't realize that they believe two conflicting ideas. I always hear this word democracy being thrown around. It's funny because the United States of America is not even a democracy on paper. It's a constitutional republic on paper, but it de facto runs as a corporate oligarchy. Whether or not democracy is even an effective system, that's up for debate. You don't have an educated populace. What good is giving the citizens an option to pick the supposed most powerful position in the world? But the thing is, they blatantly tell you that your vote doesn't count. The popular vote. You look at the past elections. There have been elections where the winner of the popular vote loses because of the electoral college. They teach you that in school. Your vote doesn't count. It's the electoral college. And the electoral college doesn't have to vote in the interest of the people. They blatantly teach you that in school. So they're telling you flat out, your vote doesn't fucking count. But yet people still go vote. I voted. Wear a fucking sticker. I voted. Yeah. America. America. Fuck yeah. As if it's some badge of honor to, I don't know, be gullible. Like, what is it? Be proud of cognitive dissonance? I don't know, man. Progression. They always say that they care about progression, change, make America great again. First of all, when was it great? It kicked off with fucking slavery. But it's interesting how it's just common knowledge that there are lobbyists. They get paid to literally halt progression. That's their job, to halt progression. To convince and persuade the government to pass legislation in the interest of corporations and not the people, not the citizens. You have people in the government that do filibusters where you spew jargon ad nauseum to clog up the legislative process. And that's just taken as, well, you know, that's just part of the game. That's just, you know, just comes with the game, man. Comes with the territory. You know, that's just how it goes. That's the government. Hell yeah, America. Fuck yeah. It's also interesting how the government supposedly is supposed to have the power with checks and balances and all of that. But a single billionaire not only has influence on the government's decision making, but they're actually part of the decision making process. You know, they go talk to, you know, billionaires like, you know, Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, to see how, you know, well, how we're gonna, you know, fuck everybody over, because, you know, how is this gonna affect you? And, you know, why does one guy, a single guy that just happens to have a lot of money, have that much effect and influence over the legislative process over just any other citizen? Oh, I'll tell you, because money rules everything. Money rules the fucking world. The money is where the damn power is. The money, which backed up by nothing but trust and influence that, oh, it can do something. But also, politicians get paid from corporations to pass legislation in the corporation's favor. So that should just tell you something. It's the people with money, not the fucking politicians, not the government. That's why I said corporate oligarchy. Power for the corporate, the rich people, the small group of rich people have all the power. In capitalism, corporate capitalism. How do you hold the supposed most powerful position in the world, but you don't even believe in a scientific method? How do you reconcile that? Like, how does civility? Where do people get this idea? Where do people get this notion of civility from? The world leaders aren't even civil. Oh, we're gonna bomb them. We're gonna just bomb them. We're gonna bomb the shit out of them. We're just gonna bomb the shit out of them. What? Well, maybe if you inject bleach into your veins, you know, maybe that'll cure the disease. What? The fact that some guy that owns a business, you know, some business owner blatantly has more power, not only economically, but politically, than any other citizen. If that doesn't blatantly uncover and dispel the sham that is politics, I don't know what will. It's not the people with the most expertise in a field, in a given field, working that position. It's just some guy, you know, some rich guy, or some rich TV actor, celebrity guy. You know, that guy just becomes the president because, I don't know, people like, you know, your personality, you know, they like his personality, or something stupid and utterly irrelevant to the topic at hand, which is running a damn country. Which also brings me to the point of how in the hell does one person run an entire country? I mean, think about the feasibility of that. Think about the logistics of that. You know, what are the physics of that? You know, most of the times I see this motherfucker, you know, I see the president, whoever the president is, You know, this motherfucker's on TV every fucking day. On a fucking talk show or trying to look hip and cool, you know? Like, motherfucker, I thought you were supposed to be running the country. If you're on TV, who's running the country? Ah! Like, how the fuck can you say that your vote counts? And how can you say that you should vote for the candidate whose policies align with their values if third parties they're not even on they don't even get into the debates? I mean, they're barely on the ballots. And they're not even officially recognized. You know, in the debates, there's no, you know, Republican and Democrat and third party, then, you know, other party and other party. No, it's just the two major parties. So no matter who you vote for, if everyone voted for who they believed in, two of the major parties would still win, regardless of if everybody voted third party, someone from the two major parties would still win. So how is that not blatantly corrupt? How does that not blatantly, flagrantly show you that not only does your vote not matter, but they don't give a fuck whether or not you're convinced that it matters or not? You know, they're fucking you in the ass, and they just, you know, fuck it, I'm pulling out and just nut on the back of your head. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn how you feel about it. We own you. You know, they're forming you. You know, they're using you to maximize consumption and minimize effort. Because there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. Which brings me to another point. The fact that people hate and fear anything other than modern day corporate capitalism is kind of bizarre, actually. You know, people talk about, you know, oh, fucking communists, kill all those damn communists, fuck communism. But the fact that I can pinpoint your hatred of communism to a specific propaganda campaign, the Red Scare, tells me all I need to know about people's actual interest in progression and caring about whether or not their beliefs are true or not. It tells me all I need to know. If the propaganda is strong enough, they'll believe it without question. Wow. So all I see is people talking about and being zealots for bipartisan politics and, you know, the generic major corporate establishment parties being shields. That's all I see is people being shills for parties that blatantly don't give a fuck about them. Like, think about it. The party or the candidate that your values most align with probably is not even on the ballot. So you think if all 350 million people vote for Joe Blow, you think they're gonna call Joe Blow up if he wins I mean, think about that. Joe Blow wins all 350 million votes. Well, we gotta call Joe Blow up because he's the new president of the United States of America. The most powerful position in the world. Really? You think that's gonna happen? So let me just break this down, right? So you got two options. If you believe that they're gonna call up Joe Blow if he wins, then you're just gullible. You know, based off of empirical evidence, that's just not the case. At least it seems to be. The evidence would suggest that. But if you admit that even if Joe Blow wins, they won't call him up and say, you're the new president of the United States, and chauffeur him in a bulletproof limousine to the Oval Office, yada, yada, yada bullshit, then you're admitting that the system is blatantly corrupt and a sham. Politics is a sham. A damn circus. You got people on an opposite end from each other. Two different teams, like a damn sports team, cheering as if the fate of the world is not literally in these people's hands, supposedly. But you're acting as if it's some type of sports event or some type of pep rally or some bullshit like that. Like it's a damn TV show. This is real fucking life. People die over this shit. Tired of motherfuckers keep saying the same shit. Vote, vote. What makes you think that voting for either motherfucker, that the only thing they have in common is that they want more power for themselves? That's the thing that they have in common. Why would you think that voting for either of those people is going to change anything? Has it ever changed anything for the better? People keep saying the same shit, man, the same talking points that they see on fucking Fox News or some shit. Or, you know, conservatism, right-wing, conservative, Judeo-Christian values, or neoliberalism, don't be a meanie, fascism with a smiley face. Bullshit. Neither of those things are going to do anything. So let me get this straight. You have on one hand conservatism. Well, that's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid necessarily. You know, conservatism, that means you don't want progress. You think the way things are should be the way they should always be. The way things have been. So not only is that logically, that just doesn't make sense logically if you want progression, but in terms of the actual evidence and the situation that this specific country is in, that just makes it worse. You know, that means you support, you know, bigotry and, you know, economic inequality, and, you know, I can go on forever. But right, so that's stupid on one hand, right? Conservatism, all right? Then on the other hand, you want the same thing, but just don't be a meanie about it. Smiley face, rainbows, What? You're trying to make a system that is inherently flawed, inherently corrupt like capitalism, inherently exploitative like capitalism. You're trying to make that into some sort of just thing. You're trying to trying to shoehorn some sort of equality into that, into a system that was never intended on equality and justice. You know, eco-friendly capitalism is just a lie. It's a farce. It's a sham. Because there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. You know, you can't claim that something is environmentally friendly. It was made in a factory that dumps metric tons of smog and pollution into the atmosphere and environment. You can't say that it's ethically sourced. It was made by literal slaves or sweatshop workers or underpaid employees. Don't understand what people are referring to when they say make America great again. You kicked it off with slavery. Like, off the bat, right off the bat. The enslavement of human beings. You can't get much worse than that. You know, it's not like America is just not good as it could be. You know, America is actively bad. Like, within modern history, since the invention of cameras. So this stuff is recorded in recorded history. The law literally said that you are inferior because of the color of your skin. That's stupid. On an intellectual level, that's just flat out low IQ, dumb. Just not intelligent, not reasonable, not rational. Like, they blatantly, there's people alive that experience this stuff. They blatantly said, you are inferior. You are inferior because of some arbitrary, unsubstantiated metric. And that's what you're talking about, make great again? Well, I can't help but put two and two together and say that, you know, you support, you know, racist bigotry and sexism and all sorts of bigotry and just injustice. Think about it. The citizens had to fight for civil liberties. Every revolutionary movement has been grassroots. It's never been from voting for the establishment. It's never been from the rich people, the people with power, the reactionaries. It's always been from the proletariat, the working class, regular citizens. You want to talk about riots? Riots is the voice of the unheard. If there was justice, there wouldn't be any riots. Let me tell you something about riots. Rioting and looting stores had more of a discernible impact in those people's lives than voting or any peaceful protest ever would. When you're dealing with American politics, I can't tell if people actually care about how their society is run, or they're just being zealots for a political party. You know, I can't tell if they actually care about whether or not something is true, or they're just okay with believing the comfortable lie. You know, You know, it's funny to me because some of these people actually think Trump is a good old boy. It's funny because there are people that actually believe that Donald Trump, multi-generational aristocrat, is a God-fearing, bootstraps, blue collar, bring your lunch pail to work type of guy. That's hilarious to me. You know, they think, I don't know what they think, to be honest. Because, you know, it kind of depends on whatever corporate media, whatever talking points corporate media is, you know, spouting. They're just going to repeat that. You know, they're just going to rote copy whatever somebody tells them to say. It's interesting how, you know, I can't tell if you actually care about whether or not the candidate is actually doing good, or are you just enamored with the image or the idea of the candidate, or that the candidate is trying to portray. Because you lauded Obama. You know, there's people that, you know, y'all loved Obama. Barack Hussein Obama, a person that dropped bombs every 8 minutes for 8 years consecutively. And you loved him. You ate it up, right? Oh, you know, I'm just a cool guy, you know, and I'm black, you know, so that should just justify every atrocity I've ever done, you know. Yeah. And I just don't understand, man. All politics is theater. It's no different than something like professional wrestling. You know, you really think those wrestlers hate each other outside of the ring? No, it's just all for show, to sell you something. It's all just to pacify the people. Just all a damn show, just a damn illusion, a sham. Just think about the feasibility of that. One man with a job description the length of an encyclopedia. How does that even function? You know, the president is nothing more than a puppet. It's like the hood ornament on a damn car. You don't need the hood ornament on the car to function. You don't need the hood ornament on the car for the damn car to function. But people are convinced that that's the case. That you need the hood ornament for an entire vehicle to function. Interesting. It's funny watching people say, "Oh, you'll never get my vote. That candidate would never get my vote." As if it fucking matters. Yeah, because you think that multi-millionaire career politicians care about the opinion of John Smith from Nebraska. Civility is a sham. Democracy is a sham. This is not a meritocracy. It's a corporatocracy. These people never cared about you. These people have the ability to make changes with ease, and they don't, because they don't care about you. And I think most people's hope is predicated off of the notion that one half of the rich is going to save you from the other half of the rich. And that's just patently absurd. The ultimate resolution of conflict is force, might, violence, and war. You know, there's no democracy or democratic process or civility that people seem to allude to. Kind of confused as to where they're getting that notion from. Economics is not a science. It's a philosophy that's worshipped as if it's a religion, based off of the notion that some people deserve to be poor and some people deserve to be rich. The left and the right are two wings on the same corrupt bird. Making peace with the status quo is not a sign of maturity. Making peace with the status quo is not taking the moral high ground. I hear that a lot, that this notion of, well, being radical, oh, you're just naive, you're just a naive kid. You'll grow out of it. You'll grow out of it and realize that the status quo is the right thing. It's inherently right. It's intrinsically right. That's just not the case. Cult leaders and politicians are eerily similar in their uncanny ability to convince people of things that are factually incorrect. A cult leader and a politician. I still don't understand people who still believe that voting matters and that the election matters and that they care about your opinions and care about who you vote for, etc. So you're telling me that out of 350 million motherfuckers, the best two people that they can find is an unintelligent TV guy / shitty businessman who tries to treat the country as his shitty business, and a demented kitty fiddler? Seriously. I mean, if that just doesn't show you flagrantly that this is not about some meritocracy or democracy, I mean, what the fuck will? I mean, that's just the kick right in the asshole. A demented kitty fiddler who is demonstrably racist, who's been in the government for 40 fucking years, hasn't done shit. And a literal billionaire. Like, I genuinely want to know, what is your rationale for participating, for voting? A motherfucker that actually been in the government and still hasn't done anything, and a motherfucker with an exorbitant amount of wealth that can literally do all the changes that people want in an instant with ease, and you're voting for one of those with the expectation of what? TLDR, your vote doesn't fucking count.